This. Is that control to you? That? Ugh. I do not like that at all. Listening to the trailer, I guess number one, what I'm struck by is the voiceover, the guy at the voiceover. I mean, this is a very different game to Control and Alan Wake, and Alan Wake 2, etc. I mean, let me just turn it up a little.
At knocking back enemies and repairing machinery.
He's nice and upbeat, and so it kind of sounds to me this is very much aiming at a different audience. Even the gameplay and everything as well. It reminds me of that Steam game from Valve. Goodness me, what's it called? It's been around for a long time. In fact, I think it's almost not around anymore. Not Counter-Strike. What's the other one? What's their other multiplayer?
Like Team Fortress?
Team Fortress, yeah. Reminds me somewhat of Team Fortress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's... I don't know, I guess... maybe I'm like too into the details of it, because I'm like, well, Team Fortress is PvP, where this is, cooperative PvE, but like...
I'm talking about the style, yeah, right. The feel, the kind of cartoonish... Like the actual, the design of the players themselves. I don't suppose it's just going to come up, is it?
Interesting.
Which I do not like. I do not like the design of these. They look too clownish almost. Like it's like they don't look serious. They don't look serious at all. They look like some. Yeah, they look like, I was going to say AI generated things as well. They kind of do. They remind me a little bit of some of the stuff you've seen coming out recently from games that have done particularly poorly. Concord, some other games like that. Kind of reminds me of that kind of style, which I'm not a fan of. Yeah, so you can see them here. It's like it's supposed to be upbeat and kind of funny and, fun and... high energy, which I kind of get, and this sort of thing as well. I'm like, this certainly wasn't the original. This wasn't the original Control, that's for sure.
I think I can see very clearly the elements of Control, and because Control has, comedic, lighthearted elements in it, right? I mean, a lot of the names for the objects of power that you pick up through the course of the game, they're all like puns, right? Like the floppy disk that had the nuclear launch codes.
But look at this. Look at this. That particular, what we just saw there. Hang on. Let's go back. This. Is that Control to you? That? Ugh. I do not like that at all. That to me that's not Control. That's a kid's game. That's it to appeal to children. This is not like the seriousness of their other games.
I guess it does have that, like, the cooperative... I feel like a lot of the cooperative shooters have that sort of tone. It's not...
Cringe is what I would describe it, the way I describe it.
It didn't jump out to me immediately, but I can see it with you pointing it out.
It's like, who is this for?
Me.
Still a child at heart, I see. You still okay? Okay. Well, fair enough. But I don't like those designs. I don't like the. And it's funny. I think they look very AI generated.
Yeah, That doesn't ping for me. I think. Yeah? I feel like you could say it's like rose tinted glasses, but I think I'm just coming at it with. Like I'm thinking about a lot of there's been a lot of fan theories about what's been going on inside the Oldest House since Control launched. With the release of Alan Wake 2, they confirmed that no, the Oldest House is still in lockdown.
Oh right.
And so people are like, well, that's been and I think they say it's been 6 years. What is going on? What is Jesse doing inside the Oldest House that they're still?
And now they brought in 3 clowns to. Do some crap. Yeah. To shoot water all over. The other one's like shooting water. I was like, what? What am I shooting? Like, You know,
I don't know.
so they're going for the G-rated version or something.
I mean, my brain's justifying it in the sense that they've been stuck here for 6 years with no outside help apart from just Jesse, and so they're making do with what they have, and also like I really love the lore implications that Control laid with the idea that objects of power and altered items they become what they are based on the way cultural habits sort of form. Like to go back to that example of the floppy disk that gives you telekinesis, it happened during the Cold War with the fear that it had the nuclear launch codes on it. And so, if there's all these FBC workers stuck inside the oldest house for 6 years, what sort of cultural sort of habits and rituals are they developing inside? And so I can see, like, my brain is justifying this idea of the firebreakers in there. But yeah, I guess, like, I don't know, the animations are... I don't think I've seen anything like that from Remedy before.
No.
And
it's like they've given it
on its own. I'm like, yeah, I see it. It's like, oh,
it doesn't fit to me. It's like you've got, this very, and I still would say, Control and the games tend to be very serious. There's a serious side to them. There may be some humor in there as well, but it's not clown humor, which this kind of seems to be kind of clown humor in in the Control world, and I'm like, oh, it just doesn't. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't think of that aspect of it. The gameplay and everything might be fine, but the design of the characters and this, yeah, no. Can't handle that.
Thinking about the other games in this sort of genre, like Deep Rock and a lot of the current sort of multiplayer shooter games, they do all sort of skew that way. And so I guess maybe like it's the dissonance of this game being so, I mean, it is set in the Alan Wake sort of Remedy universe, and so it's taking a lot of the stylings and the themings from that, but then applying what has become sort of the expectation for this genre. And so I guess because it's a new genre, they're leaning into that, but taking their other stylings, and so because I play a lot of those games, I think my brain just overlooks and goes, oh yeah, that's what I'd expect at like when you finish the mission and you see everyone who was there and you all have your custom, victory pose and emote. My brain goes, yep, that's par for the course for this genre. And then it sees all the Control stuff and goes, yep, that's what I want from more Control content. So, but I can understand if you're not playing them, it's like, well, what is this?
We talk about the Disneyfication of things, like a lot of the classic fairy tales and everything being Disneyfied. I think we can now talk about the Fortniteification of games, and I think this is exactly what that is. Like they've taken the sort of Fortnite childish. Fortnite's a great game. It's very successful, but trying to put those stylistic things into a game like Control, I think jars considerably. I think it's a mistake. Honestly, I think it's a real mistake. I think this could have been this is potentially a corporate decision. This is about making money. This is not about actually making games. And I think it's perhaps a little bit disappointing that Remedy have gone in this kind of direction. To be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed.
This does segue nicely to one of the questions I had watching this, which is, what is the pricing going to be for it?
It's $40 US. $40 US. So it's going to be what, $50-$60 Australian?
Okay. Well, my concern was that it'd be priced, at a full price. What's that, 80 or with the new games coming out potentially up to 100.
Mm-hmm.
My concern was it was going to be priced at that mark, which I feel is quite an outlier for these types of games, these sort of cooperative shooters.
Yeah.
And I think, at the end of the day, if this is successful, then that's, putting money into Remedy's pocket, which is going to help them make, Control 2 and Alan Wake 3, and it's like
Firebreak 2.
they're trying. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you want to talk about that, that's Respawn, right, with the Apex Legends. Do you know much about what happened with them?
I don't know. Wasn't good, was it?
Well, they made Titanfall, and then
Mm-hmm.
Titanfall 2, which was, huge critical success, and the fans, I mean, me included, loved it. And then with the rise of your battle royales, obviously Fortnite and then things like PUBG, they were like, oh, well, we'll turn our Titanfall system into a battle royale. And so they
Right.
released Apex Legends.
Ah,
And then slowly over time, they just, it was like, oh, Titanfall 3 doesn't look like it's happening anymore. And then sure enough, they kill it. And it's like, it's all these people who want it, but the market decisions, and they're following the market sort of trend, led them
yeah.
down Apex. And, they had really strong IP, and yeah, Apex Legends, it draws from the Titanfall universe, but there's a lot there. And I guess in that sense, there's a fear that this could happen to Remedy as well. They have really strong single player narrative games, but if this takes off,
Yeah.
and they lean into it, then
Yep.
yeah, it's
Then
double-edged,
hello,
I suppose.
Epic Remedy. Someone just going to turn it Epic Games, and just doing this sort of. This is the sort of stuff that corporates really love, because you can make money out of skins. You can make money out of your DLC, and
Yeah, I mean, touching on that, I brought up Deep Rock at the start, and I'm kind of surprised I didn't think about it last week when we talked about Fortnite and business, and Deep Rock is held by players to be one of the good ones in that sense when it comes to pricing. They release new events. They have like a battle pass sort of thing, and they release new updates and new content. And so far, it's all been free. You just pay for cosmetics.
right.
But the battle pass, there's not a free battle pass and a paid one. It's everyone gets the same one. You unlock when you play the game in that season, you gain credits that you use to unlock parts of the battle pass, but that's all free. And so yeah, I mean, it would be really nice to see this go the same way, where it's like if you're paying money, it's for the base game and then cosmetics, but all the content stuff is free. And then that goes as well into my questions about like the longevity of it. Are they going to keep supporting this? Are they going to release new content for it over time? Or
I imagine if it's successful, they definitely will. If they can get money, I think it's a pity that they have chosen to put it in the was it the oldest house? The oldest house, yeah. I think that's unfortunate. I think I would have rather them. I don't know. Maybe creating some new clown thing, like a circus or something, which would fit with it more. Because I think this is a bit of a. The more I watch it, the less I like it. The less I'm
interesting.
I'm just like I mean, there's this whole idea of impoverishing. I think stories was sort of the original thing, like where you take a story and you just milk it for all it's worth, and you sort of build on it, and you do different things or whatever. It's the same thing here. It's like they've taken a world and they've just like stuck stuff into it which just doesn't fit. I mean, I think it's a huge mistake.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, when you think of Alan Wake, and then you watch these little dancing clowns. How does that really fit?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. I suppose we'll only really know once the game's out. Because right now it's fine for me. But if I start playing and it's excessive, then I'll be more inclined to sort of agree. But
did they take lots of money from Tencent or something? Or have they been forced to do this? They're the questions that I'm sort of left asking. But anyway, that's just my opinion. It's probably going to be really successful. They're going to make loads of money out of it. And maybe Alan Wake, and the next time I see Alan Wake, he'll be doing a little jig